Alright, to all my Big Veil TV viewers. Once again, we're back at a Honda Prelude 2001 dual cam VTEC motor and base model, of course. I gotta say base because the SH has a little bit more to offer than the base as far as crap up underneath the car. That's the topic right now. I'm just sliding on in because I broke the wheels on my creeper and I don't want to scratch in my floor. Alright, now, everybody see the nice little pretty brand new Honda oil filter? Ooh, yay. That's not what this video is about. It's actually about the seal that sits between the engine block and the oil cooler. Alright, you see that's the oil filter, and that little donut right there, that's the oil cooler. Coolant comes in off of that line right there, goes in, circulates through the cooler, goes back out. Alright? And in turn, that cools your oil down. Enough about that. There's a seal in between the oil cooler and the engine block. I just got done replacing it. Kind of involved with that project, I say give yourself about a good hour, just to be on the safe side if you're technically inclined. If you're not used to doing car projects, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. But I got that bolt. Okay, this is what you do. First thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the oil filter. I took the oil filter off, and then there's going to be a shaft sticking out from where the oil filter screws on. And if you look on that shaft, there's actually like a bolt. There's a bolt pattern on that shaft. And that's what holds the oil cooler onto the engine block. And also what holds your oil filter onto the oil cooler. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to take a 30mm socket. This is for 9701 Preludes. You're going to take a 30mm socket and you're going to break that bolt free using a breaker bar. Alright, and once you get that bolt off, the oil cooler is going to drop down. Be ready to catch the oil inside of a bucket, oil catch, have rags, etc., etc. It might get a little messy. And I would suggest just unscrewing it slowly and kind of pulling the oil cooler back and, letting the oil flow out. That way you don't have a big mess. All right, once you get that oil cooler off, you're going to see an O-ring on there. And I'm going to actually show you the O-ring in 1 second as soon as I can slide from underneath the car. You'll know if it's cracked because you'll actually see oil leaking from in that area. Mine was cracked. It was brittle, very hard. The total opposite of a brand new O-ring. I purchased my O-ring from the local Honda dealership. I tried a lot of parts stores. They didn't carry it. It wasn't quite wasn't a really good match, so I just wanted to be on the safe side. Honda genuine parts, of course. Alright, once you get the old O-ring out, inside the oil cooler is a groove, alright, where the O-ring sits. You could use a small screwdriver. I used my fingernail. It came right out. Alright? You're going to take the old O-ring off, and then you're going to put the new O-ring in, and the oil around it is good enough to lubricate it so that it seats well. And then what I like to do, I'm going to show you the little trick. That's another reason why I made this video. Instead of facing in on the car the way the video is shot, I turned my body this way. That way I got more leverage to reach my hand way up into the engine bay. I mean, I could go probably another 6 or 7 inches in. That way I have enough room so that I can, you got a little bit more working room, because I only have the car jacked up maybe, I don't know, y'all be the guess. Y'all figure that one out. Maybe a foot or two off the ground, 1.5 feet, more accurate. Like I said, I turn sideways, and that way I can get up into, where I need to work with a little, in the space that I'm working in a lot better. And that enabled me to just seat the O-ring on there very nice. And it snapped right in. It's basically a perfect fit. And then I just lined the oil cooler back up and screwed the bolt back in. And once I screwed the bolt in, to German specs, good and tight, with the breaker bar, I pulled out the the torque wrench, and I think it's 54 foot-pounds of torque to put on that bolt to tighten it up to what Honda specifies. And that was pretty much it. I filled my new oil filter up with, the proper oil, and now I'm just about to fill up the engine, and I'm gonna start it up and check for leaks. All right, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Thanks, YouTube watchers. Y'all have a good one.